Okay. It's disgusting. Let's see. If I put my face right in this light, it makes me look really funny. Yellow. Yellow. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. If there's noise in the background, my roommate is cooking dinner and our living room and kitchen is attached, so that's what you're hearing. We're gonna go, this is gonna be a core focused workout. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All you need is body weight per usual. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with 5 inchworms. So basically, you're gonna make sure that your core is engaged. Soften your knees, reach down to your toes, walk those hands out into a high plank. Take a breath here, and then walk those hands back up. Just like that, we're gonna do that 5 times total. So that's 1, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, and 5. Now we're going to go ahead and take a seat on our mat. And to activate our core a little bit more, we're going to do some glute bridges. We're going to do 10. So obviously when you do glute bridges, you want to squeeze your butt at the top, but we're really focusing on the core here. So plant your feet on the ground, plant your hands on the ground, and really use your lower abdominal muscles to bring that pelvis up towards the sky. You have 10. Bless you. Three more, nice and slow. And lastly, we're just gonna get back up on our feet. And to activate that core a little bit more, we're gonna take our opposite knee to our opposite elbow like this. You're just gonna do 10, nice and slow, really getting a lot of rotation in there. I don't think, oh, it's just Lyndon. Hi, Lyndon. my only fan, my sole subscriber. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get on our back, and we're gonna start with bicycle crunches. I can't be serious because there's no one here except for Lyndon, and I can't be serious with Lyndon here either. So go ahead and engage that core. Belly button comes towards the floor. You're gonna tip your pelvis up a little bit so that there's no space between your mat or the floor and your back. And you're gonna bring those legs up to a 90-degree angle and shoot them out in front of you a little bit. Hands come behind your head. And then you just crunch up and bicycle like this. You have 20. The lower your leg goes, when you extend it, the harder these are going to be. Nice and slow. that 3 times. So 3 sets of 20. Take a little breather. Bring that belly button back down. There's a bird in that tree. Oh. Bring your belly button down to the floor. Shoot those legs up. I can't do this right now. Hands behind your head and twist. Then we're just going to do one more round of those. Take a breath. Reset your positioning. Engage your core. And 20. Okay. Then we're going to come up onto all fours, and we're going to do 20 bird dogs 3 times. We did these, I almost said on Monday, but we did class on Monday, so it must have been last Thursday. So you're going to make sure that you have enough room to extend your leg and your arm, like that. You want to keep your core engaged here, which means the lower part of your ribcage should be shifted towards your hip, if that makes sense. Belly button towards your spine. Whenever I'm doing like a core focused workout, I always pretend like someone has a string attached to the back of my belly button and they're pulling it towards my spine. It helps me visualize engaging my core. So we're just going to do 20, nice and slow. If you want to, you can add a pulse. If you have trouble balancing, just do the legs. Try to think of extending that leg towards the back wall and your arm towards the front wall. It's less of a, like a, I don't know, up and down motion and more of a pulling motion. And then go ahead and take a break, and we're going to do that again. 2 sets of 20 for this one. So go ahead and get back into tabletop position. Start with the opposite side than you started with before, and you just have 20. And then go ahead and swing around, sit on your butt, and we're going to do in and outs. So there are a couple variations of these. You can either do them with your hands planted behind you, like this, or you can do it with your hands off the ground, like this. We're going to do 15, 3 sets. So make sure you have enough room to spread out your legs in front of you. You want to stay nice and tall in the chest. You don't want to crunch in like that. This is working your lower abdomen. So go ahead and plant those hands or keep them out in front of you. Lean back on your tailbone and shoot those legs out. You have 15. My hips are cracking. So you want to shift back in that exercise, but you don't want to roll back onto the lower part of your spine. You want to stay nice and tall so you engage that core. Take a breath and then we're going to do it again. You have 15. Start in that curled in position. Shoot those legs out. My roommate is cooking. I already said that, but. And then take a breath, and we're going to do that one more time. That's kind of bothering my lower back, so I'm going to put my hands down behind me for this one. But if you haven't tried it with your hands off the ground yet, go ahead and take your hands off the ground. You have 15. Putting your hands behind you just offers a little bit more stability. And from there, we're going to go into 3 rounds of 20 twists. So for twists, you can grab a weight if you have one. I'm just going to do it without. I like to plant my feet like this in front of me. A lot of people do them like this or with their feet up in front of them like this, and I just find that that hurts my lower back. So I like to plant my heels in front of me, sit up nice and tall, and start in front of you here. Lean back about 45 degrees, and then twist and tap the ground. You have 20. And then take a breather. We're going to do it again. I think we're just going to do 2 rounds of this one because there's a few more exercises that I want to do. So lean back, start on the opposite side that you started on before, 20. Make sure you're getting a full rotation in there, hands come all the way to the ground. And then we're going to come up into downward dog. I almost just called this something else. We're going to come up into downward dog. And you're going to plant your hands in front of you in a tabletop position. Shift your butt up to the sky like this. And then your opposite hand is going to try to touch the outside of your opposite foot. We're going to do 16. So shifting that weight. Try to keep your shoulders down. Ten more. So if you felt good doing them that way, for this next round, start in a plank and try to come back to that high plank position every time you do a rep. I'm having a hard time making words this afternoon. So come to a high plank, like this, and then you're gonna shoot up from there and back down to a high plank. So you're gonna do 16 of those. Again, so shoot those hips up, back to a high plank. Don't let your stomach sag down to the ground, don't let your hips sag down. Keep that core engaged. I have 10 more. And then go ahead and relax. Now we're going to flip back onto our backs. And I don't know if these are called, I call them heel toe crunches, but that's not right because I think they're knee heel crunches. So you're going to lay on your back, engage your core, pull that belly button towards your spine. Your knees come up to like a reverse tabletop, 90 degrees here. You don't want, so when I'm doing these, I like to pull my knees towards my chest to eliminate that gap. And then remembering what that feels like, I shift my legs back up to 90 degrees so my back half is on the floor. And then we're just gonna reach for our feet and then we're gonna reach to our knees. So it's like a pulsing crunch kind of. We're gonna do 12. That's 1. Now we're going to do 3 sets of that. So take a break. My tag is really bothering me. Those knees go back up. Make sure that that bottom half of your spine is on the ground. Lift up your chest. You have 12. And one more set of those. Take a breath. There's a pots and pans avalanche happening in my kitchen. Reset your legs. And your last 12. Make sure you're breathing. And relax. Now we're going to take it into, let's see, how much time do we have left? Okay, we're going to take it into some regular sit-ups. We're going to do 3 sets of 10. So plant those heels or plant them on like a couch in front of you or a wall, whatever you have. I like to just plant mine on the ground. Hands can be here, hands can be here, hands can be here. I don't really like putting them straight out in front of me because then it makes me want to use like my chest and neck and not my abs. I personally like to keep my hands next to my head like this and have my elbows go to the outside of my knees. So you just have 10. Ooh, that was a rough one. I'm gonna put my feet on my couch because I'm slatting away. can still see me. Yeah, okay. So take a breath, and then you're gonna do, whoa. You're gonna do 10 more. Are you cutting an onion right now?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm gonna cry.
Sorry.
It's okay. So 10 sit-ups. We're gonna do one more set of those. Take a breath. And then you just have 10 sit-ups. Definitely easier if you have something to rest your feet against. Okay, so what should we do last? That's what I was thinking. We're gonna do planks. So you can choose whatever variation of a plank you want to do. You can do a high plank, you can do shoulder taps, you can do up and down planks. I think that's what I'm gonna do. You can hold a low plank, you can do plank side to sides, but we're gonna do a minute of whatever plank you decide to do. So I think I'm gonna do 30 seconds of up and down planks and then 30 seconds of a plank hold, but whatever you choose to do is fine. In your plank, remember to be shifting that rib cage down towards your hips. That's what keeps your core engaged. And just hold it for as long as you can, or do it for as long as you can. I'm gonna go for a full minute. So I'm gonna start now. I like these because they also challenge my shoulders. And then I'm just going to hold for my last 30 seconds here. More seconds. And we're done. So go ahead from your plank, come into a child's pose, stretch your arms out in front of you. Really pull those shoulders away from you. Sit back on your legs. And just breathe here for a minute. Then when you're ready, shift out from that child's pose, extend your legs behind you. You're gonna drop those hips to the floor. Stretch your abs out in the front. You can look up to the sky. Get those hands as close to your belly as you can while still keeping your shoulders down. And just breathe into it here. We're going to swing around onto our butts. Stretch both legs out in front of you. One leg is going to cross over the other. And you're going to reach that opposite arm over your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Stretch out your back and your obliques. You want your shoulders to rotate as far towards the opposite wall as you can. And then go ahead and switch. extend both of those legs out in front of you, sit up nice and tall, and drop your chest down towards your knees, or your thighs, or wherever your chest falls. Breathe into it here for a second. And then bring those feet in towards your body for butterfly stretch, sit up nice and tall. Bring those legs down towards the floor. And then when you're ready, those feet are gonna come underneath. Oh, okay. That's it. All of our workouts are posted on our YouTube channel. Wow, that was good. Channel when they're through. So this will be posted later tonight, and they stay on our story for 24 hours. So if you want to do that ab workout again, you can. Thanks for watching. See you on Monday.